Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Hannibal reaction. This is Road Live, and my name is Matt. Hello! Hi guys, so last time on Hannibal, what happened? We started season 2, and the very first scene is essentially them showing you that Hannibal's gonna get found out 12 weeks from now on. So I'm assuming at like the end of the season. And he's gonna have an encounter with Jack Crawford, which is going to be a fucking fire encounter, but Jack Crawford's going to get stabbed in the neck, and then he's going to run into another door, and then Hannibal is going to run after him. Here's what I'm thinking, because there's something I noticed while editing the episode, and it's the fact that after that scene, so Hannibal breaks through the door and goes after Jack Crawford. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I think that's what happens. And then it cuts to showing, I'm assuming Hannibal, but it could just be anyone, cutting meat, right? Or like something. And then it says 12 weeks earlier. So I think that because of what they show you, you're supposed to think that he kills Jack and then he turns him into meat, essentially. Turns him into food. Which is, that's his MO. But I almost feel like that is is it a red herring? Would it be considered a red herring? It's a misdirection, or it's trying to deceive the audience. If the audience is paying attention, which I wasn't, I had to rewatch it on the editing in order to realize this, but I feel like that might have been a misdirection, trying to fool the audience, because I don't see a world in which Hannibal kills Jack Crawford, FBI man, and gets away. I mean, unless he's literally on the run. But if you're on the run, you're not taking a body with you, right? If he does, then I don't know how the fuck he does it. I don't know. He's magical. He can do whatever amount of fucking bullshit in a very short amount of time, but... Anyway, this is just the intro. I don't have to go into theory mode in the intro, but that's something I noticed, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, I don't know, because like I keep thinking about like, how is it going to end? And that's the weird part about about that intro, is that if you were watching this as it came out, you would be like, oh, maybe it's gonna be the end of the show. I don't know how it's gonna end, but I know that there's another season after this one. So with that knowledge, I'm like thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, but how does the season end though? So that's the thing I'm stuck on. But anyway, so that's happening. But going back to the present, Will is behind bars. He remember Hannibal force feeding him the ear, so at least he knows that Hannibal is guilty and Will is innocent. He knows with 100% certainty, so he doesn't have any doubt anymore. So it's like I got it. But the thing is that nobody believes him. Like everyone had zero belief in him, and I know that Will's brain was literally exploding. And with that knowledge, and also for some reason people trust Hannibal, I wouldn't. And that's not I don't think that's just because I know that he's a cannibal. But I also think that it's literally because like if I look at this man, I wouldn't trust him. I have this thing where like I've said it before, he has the thing that I call the like psychopath eyes, which is a very particular expression. And I think Matt Mikkelsen pulls it like amazingly, but like every time I see an expression like that, I instantly do not trust that person. And Hannibal in the show not only has that expression, but also he has this thing where like he never smiles, and it's everything he says is like it's very detached, right? Everything he says is very detached. Even when he's trying to show emotion, it looks like he's trying to show it, not that he's actually feeling it. So I never would trust someone like Hannibal just by looking at this man. Not that I would think that he's eating people. I think that's a leap of logic to make. But I wouldn't become besties with him, right? And you know, like here's the thing: is that I thought that Jack Crawford had this thing where like he was feeling guilty about what happened to, I think it was named Miriam Lass. I think I thought that he was feeling guilty about it and that he was seeing Will going down that path, and I thought that Jack would be more willing to be like, I actually want Will to be okay, so I will pursue any little bit of evidence or clue or whatever in order to maybe prove that he's innocent. He's not doing that. They're just hanging out with Hannibal. They're just chilling. So there you go. That's happening. Not even Atlanta believes him. So sure. Anyway, that's pretty much what happened last episode. Like, not a lot happened. Oh yeah, there's like a killer that is making like palettes of colors with people and gluing them and mumifying them. Whatever the fuck he was doing, he threw them all in like a container or something, and I think only one of them was still alive. Anyway, and that wasn't resolved, so we're gonna see the resolution to that here. Anyway, Hannibal, let's go. And again, make sure to check out the Patreon. Link in the description for that, for early access reaction episodes as well as full-length reaction episodes, if you're interested in that. But yeah, anyway, let's go. So Hannibal, season 2, episode 2. Let's go. That looks gross. That looks awful. I don't want to look at that. That looks awful. Oh god. Oh, that hurt. That hurt me. Oh! Okay, I'm just not gonna look at the screen then. I'm gonna watch the show on my peripheral vision. I'm just gonna focus on my light here. Oh, he's out. Oh, he saw him. Oh no, he's gonna fall. Actually. You know what? I will just jump. Fuck you. I would rather jump than go back in there. Ooh! Are we at the point where Will is just breaking down? Oh, that's a bad look. Now that I'm thinking about it, the show could go down the route of Hannibal turns Will into... It could turn him into a killer, or it could turn him into just someone bad in general, because Will goes through a lot. All this betrayal and shit. So it will be difficult for Will to remain sane.
We don't have an next session.
She's cutting you off.
I am no longer your therapist.
Okay.
I don't believe I can help you.
I'm also maybe scared that you will eat me.
However, in light of everything that has happened with Will Graham, I have begun to question your actions.
He's gonna kill her.
Particularly...
Maybe not this scene.
With regards...
But...
Did you share these questions with Jack Crawford?
No. And nor will I. I would look just as guilty as you. But perhaps that is what you intended. Based on what I glimpsed through the stitching of the person suit that you wear. And the conclusion that I've drawn is that you are dangerous.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
He was ripped from his moorings.
Whatever his imperfection, it was enough to activate.
Why are you here?
Each of these people has a slightly different flesh tone. Could be like a color palette.
The color of our skin is so often politicized.
Can he tell that Will told her that?
To see someone revel in the aesthetics for aesthetics' sake. Fascinating insight, Miss Katz. As if Will Graham himself were here in the room.
He knows.
Yes, it is.
Fucking.
If he's delusional, it's because I made him that way. If he's a psychopath, it's because everything in my gut is wrong.
You think he's innocent?
I don't know what I think.
Maybe look into Hannibal more.
The Office of the Inspector General has ordered a psych eval to determine my competency to sit in this chair.
Maybe Jack Crawford will be out of the FBI by the time he goes to meet Hannibal at the end of the season. What are you smelling? What is it with this man's sense of smell?
You threatened me with reckoning.
I did. I can't claim unconsciousness on that one.
Whatever you remember, if you do remember, will be a distortion of reality, not the truth of events.
I'm realizing that. I'm wondering if you can get me the thing I really want.
Try me.
A proper investigation.
Ignore all the evidence against me.
Say I ignore the evidence against you, what then?
Strike it from your mental record. Start over. If I'm guilty, you'll find more evidence. If I'm not guilty, you'll maybe find that too.
Okay.
All right. I'll keep looking.
Good. Give me the file, I'll tell you what I think.
She's taking her distance. Are we gonna do a thingy? Are we gonna do a thingy? Oh, I want to see the pendulum.
Warehouse, farm, someplace abandoned, upstream from where the body was found, a bit close to the water.
Thank you.
What did Hannibal Lecter have to say about Mr. Umber?
He thinks the killer tore him down, dumped his body like the others.
That may be what he said. Not necessarily what he thinks.
Okay, that's good. Oh yeah? And he came here alone. What is he trying to do here? Is he gonna try to collect bodies to eat them or what? Did he come here just to see? And be like, oh, this is beautiful. Found it. And the missing piece in the middle. This is indeed gorgeous. Tequila walked in.
I love your work.
Okay, of course. I was gonna be like, better hide, but no, he's like, no, I will help you. This means that that killer has to die. Because if they find him, then he'll throw Hannibal under the bus.
You might want to prepare yourself. You've never seen anything like this.
I'm sure I haven't.
What a fucking asshole. I want him to walk into the fucking room and pretend that it's like the first time he walks into a TARDIS. Just like, oh my god. Oh, I cannot believe.
What did it look like from above? An existential crisis, I would argue.
Am I crazy or is the killer in the middle?
A person
Yeah.
who could do this kind of thing, would they be likely to continue doing it?
Yeah, he killed him and put him in the middle. Why would the middle be white?
Lou Graham was a means to an end. I used him to do what I was driven to do, to save lives at the expense of his. I thought whatever I could put him through, he would be strong enough to fight his way back to himself, and I was wrong.
Maybe he's still fighting.
Maybe he's not.
Come on.
I look at my friend and I see a killer.
You're looking at the wrong friend.
What happened to his leg?
That's what happened to the leg.
Colors mid-brushstroke.
Oh man. Oh man. Maybe that guy would have been fucked up enough for Hannibal to be like, I will kill you if that's what you want. Okay?
What can I help you with?
But she's not gonna share anything.
Closure.
Okay.
I simply can't offer you any more insight than I already have.
Not accounting for future insight.
I feel it would be irresponsible if I continue to see Dr. Lecter. I am recusing myself from the situation.
You can see
I
how
hope you understand.
that she's in distress.
Maybe Hannibal can help you resolve these issues. He is very good.
Use your help.
He can't give her the answer because Hannibal's here in the room. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I like that they modeled that thing after Matt Mikkelsen.
Killing must feel good to God, too. He does it all the time. And
He's-
I'm not created in his image.
Fucking goddamn it. That's what he said in season 1. Did he want this or?
Your placement should be much more meaningful.
It's not finished.
I'm finishing it for you.
Why are you helping me?
Your eye will now see God reflected back. It will see you. If God is looking down at you, don't you want to be looking back at him?
Who this? Okay. Oh, this is the FBI lady.
You'll be found guilty and given the federal death penalty. I'm trying to save your life.
I guess I'll have to save my own life.
Back to fishing. Life sucks, but at least we can fish. Okay. She's the only person that knows that he might be innocent.
It may be small comfort, but I am convinced Hannibal has done what he honestly believes is best for you.
Well, that isn't small comfort. That would be no comfort.
You can survive this happening to you.
Happening to me.
I believe you.
Come on, man. Let's go. Step away.
There's one person. Hannibal's gonna kill her. This is her house. That's Hannibal! Fuck! God, I hope she ran away. God, I hope she just straight up ran away. I hope she just straight up ran away from home. She's on the run. Or alternatively, she just killed herself. And Hannibal's gonna walk in and be like, oh shit, there's a dead body here. But he could clean up. Fuck. I just want anything that may point at him.
Is that you are dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Episode end? Okay. That's it. Okay, so what does that mean that we saw at the end? I think that means that she just ran. I think she just disappeared. Because she could sense that Hannibal is dangerous. She literally said it. So I think she literally just ran away. Is that it? Is she just disappear? She's fucking off the face of the planet? That's fair. Fine. I'm actually kind of glad. Because like... And okay, so there's one person in the world who believes Will Graham. Which might be good. It might actually be a thing for Will to be like... Because it must be so fucking rough to just feel like the entire world is against you. Because that's what it is. Because nobody actually thinks that there's even like the slightest possibility that you could be innocent. Like nobody thinks that. Everyone thinks that he was either crazy and he didn't know, or he totally did it and he was just 100% a murderer. And well, everyone thinks that he was already 100% a murderer, actually, in the FBI. It's just that Alanis, the one that keeps pushing, no, he was crazy, he didn't know what he was doing. Nobody actually thinks that he didn't do anything. Which is like, that's something I don't understand. That's something it's difficult for me to understand. And I understand within the show, but it's difficult for me to understand that, like, they wouldn't look into it, you know? Like, that to me is fucking... That's just something I don't understand. Like, my mind cannot comprehend it. Because I feel like if I was in the position of Jack Crawford or any FBI, whatever, and if we had this guy, and yes, given we have a lot of evidence that points to this guy, and this guy was going, look at that other guy, okay? Not anyone else. I don't care about no one else. Just that guy. Investigate that guy. And I don't care. I'm locked up. I'm already locked up. I don't give a fuck. There's a trial coming. I don't give a fuck. But please just look into that guy. That's just something I understand. I understand. Okay, here's the thing. Is that you are losing resources, I suppose. Investigating someone else. You're using your time. You're using resources. But like... And okay, here's the other thing. Because I know people are going to say this. It's the fact that they already like investigated Hannibal previous episodes. No, they didn't. No, they fucking didn't. Jack went over for dinner with Hannibal and he was like, we're gonna investigate you or whatever. And Hannibal was like, yeah, cool, okay. And then he walked into a room and he was like, hey, here you go. Here are all my suits. Like, it's like not a real investigation. Because they're not, and like, that's the thing. And that is what Will says in this episode too, a little bit. When he talks to Beverly Katz, it's like, I'm asking you one thing in exchange for my help. And that is for you to forget all the evidence that points at me. And what he's saying is, please look into the case without the quote unquote knowledge that I did anything. Just ignore that. Just review the evidence and everything that is on the table completely objectively and logically and detach yourself from it and whatever knowledge you or assumptions you have and just look at it rationally. And if you do that, maybe we can reach another truth. And if you don't, then it might just incriminate me again. Whatever. But just please do that. That's like the only thing he's asking for. And like, that's the thing, is that if you go into a quote unquote investigation, just completely being like, this guy didn't do it. You know, we're just going to do that out of a formality. We don't actually are not going to invest. It's like, of course you're not going to find nothing. But like, here's the other thing, is that I do not believe for a fucking second that if Jack Crawford, or no, not Jack Crawford, like the entire FBI. Sorry, this turns into a rant for like the past like 3 episodes about this. But like, I don't believe if the entire FBI didn't just look into Hannibal Lecter's life, they wouldn't find nothing. I don't believe that. Because like, this motherfucker's out there killing people, like by the day. He must have had some shady purchases he made at some point. And maybe not even the full items, but the materials or something. And I know he disposes of the body by eating them. I know that. But like, you could, like, if there were victims, it like disappeared at a specific point, and Hannibal had like a weird flight that went somewhere, or he bought like a weird plastic suit or whatever, like, or like he owns like a dumb warehouse, which he should in order to keep all the bodies or whatever. Like, there's so many things that Hannibal Lecter probably has to his name that if you look into it with the resources of the FBI, because you can hide shit from, I don't know, from any normal person. You can hide shit maybe from the police. From the FBI, though? They should know all this crazy shit. And if you narrow it down to, like, 2 people, you should be able to look at those 2 people and be like, okay, we're gonna... Oh God. This is what happened. You know? Well, the thing is that they don't know that Hannibal's been eating people or whatever. Even though Abigail's body is missing. Even though that's the case, all the killings that they know of Hannibal are the copycat killers, murders, which have all been pinned on Will. But still, even then, like, I just don't believe. Because if I was in the FBI, if I was a person of position of power in the FBI, and we had this guy, and this guy is like, please look into that other guy, I would look into that other guy. I would investigate that other guy. I would be like, okay, let's do it. Let's make sure. You know, because we already caught this guy. We don't have anything to lose here. We only have something to make ourselves certain of. But I guess the FBI. Okay, I'm guessing that if the FBI looks into it, they're like, well, we already investigated Hannibal Lecter. But we know that they didn't because Jack Crawford didn't. Because he doesn't believe Hannibal could be guilty. This is something that it's so upsetting to watch. Because, okay, here's the thing. At this point, you should be able to tell. But this is something that really irks me. Whenever I'm watching stories or anything, it really irks me. It really annoys me. It makes me anxious whenever I see someone who's like completely innocent or they know the truth or whatever. Nobody believes them. And in fact, they side with the bad one. Is it a trope? It feels like a trope. It's something that happens in stories sometimes, you know? And whenever it happens, I have this ball of anxiety in me. You know, because like I feel like I always had that issue with me. Like I would have nightmares of like nobody gives a fuck about what I'm saying. Sometimes I'm just mute. I say stuff and people literally don't listen. I would have nightmares like that, right? And whenever I have this in any story, I just have this feeling of like fucking god damn it. And well, but that's like the only reason why they did that at the beginning of previous episode, at the beginning of the season, of like Jack will walk in and he will fight Hannibal because he realizes it, you know, because it's like, okay, now we have a countdown timer. It will be the entire season before they know. They will reach the truth. Jack will do it at least. But the entire way until that point, I'm just going to be like, just get there. Fucking goddamn it. By the way, okay, so here's something I said during the episode to change the topic a little bit. Jack Crawford could he could be fired from the FBI. And then and that's when he realizes that it was Hannibal. And then he goes to fight Hannibal. And even though he knows, the FBI doesn't because he's no longer working for the FBI. And if that's the case, because Will continues to plead innocent, which he is. So maybe Alana will end up winning the case, saying Will was innocent all along. And then they say, okay, Jack Crawford was guilty. And then they say, okay, Jack Crawford, you're fired. And then Jack Crawford goes and is like, okay, I'm going to get... No, but Jack Crawford had a gun. I'm guessing that if they kick you out of the FBI, you would have to give your gun away. Oh, but it's also America. You can buy guns at Walmart. That's not even a joke, apparently. I heard people saying, yeah, you can buy guns at Walmart. What the fuck is wrong with you, Americans? What is wrong with you? Guns are bad. He has a gun when he fights Hannibal. Because I remember that he was going to go get the gun, and then Hannibal, threw a knife at him and hit him in the hand or something, and then he dropped the gun or something like that. I think that's how it went. So if he had the gun, then maybe he wasn't kicked out of the FBI. But or maybe he ran away from the FBI. He was going to get kicked. I don't know. It's a drama. It could be some dumb bullshit. But if he is in the FBI, he should be able to go and meet and fight Hannibal. And for people to be like, oh, Hannibal is guilty, and then try and get him. So even if Jack Crawford loses that fight, Hannibal should be revealed as the true culprit, right? But if he... I hate that the only thing I'm talking about is the end of the season on episode 1 and 2. I should be talking about the episode itself, but the only thing I can think about is how is it going to play out at the end. Anyway, let's back to this episode. So we actually got the resolution to the artist man. Hannibal fucking figured out where it was, who it was, and then he went there and he was like, hey, I love your work. And then he was like, I'm gonna help you out. So you want to be in the center of your painting? I'm gonna help you out, man. And he actually bonded with this random ass killer. They bonded, Hannibal bonded with someone. He was like, okay, I see the beauty in this art and I understand this is what you want. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna help you out. So there you go. So that was very interesting. Every time Hannibal is in the room with Will, and Will cannot say what he wants to say, and even if he says it's not like people will believe him. But God, I really want Beverly Katz to believe him. I really want that. Well, part of me wants that. The other part of me is worried that she will die if she does. Because she's not even joking. Bev is my favorite character in the show. Actually. And I know that she's a side character. Well, at least this episode, she had way more screen time than I thought she would. In season 1, she was actually a side character, but now it's the show became way more linear, by the way. It really did. We have other killers here, but the show is way more linear now. I kind of like that. But I really want her to figure out that Will is innocent, but I'm also worried that Hannibal might kill her as a result. Because Hannibal's too smart or whatever. Oh my god. But then he has to find a way to kill her and pinning that on Will or someone else, you know? Anyway, so let's talk about this lady. I completely forgot what her name was. She said it in the episode. She said Bedelia du Mario. I'm assuming that's French. This is the Japanese season, I'm sorry, but we're gonna need to introduce a Japanese character to replace her with. Anyway, so Bedelia here, Miss Dumario. Bedelia, she is from previous episode. You can see that she was maybe distancing herself from Hannibal emotionally a little bit, and in this episode, she's finally like, okay, I feel like I actually know what your deal is. I think that you're very dangerous. I think that you might be a psycho killer. Cascase. At the end of the episode, she's like, all right, I'm a run away. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry. I'm regretting it as I say it. Anyway, so she decides to completely detach herself from Hannibal. Social distancing is good. That's theoretically what she did. She goes and talks to Jack Crawford. She's like, okay, I'm not going to give you more information on Hannibal because I can't. I'm out of here. And she told that to Hannibal. And then at the end of the episode, she went to meet Will. And she essentially told Will, I believe you. Because she can see Hannibal for who Hannibal is. And other than Will Graham, she's literally the only person that can see Hannibal for who Hannibal is. So she goes to meet up with Will and she realizes this guy is being fucked over really bad. So I'm at least gonna go and talk to him. Partially because I'm curious, because I want to see what kind of person this Will Graham is. But also because I'm assuming at least that she's like, it must really suck to be this guy in this situation. His brain is fucking broken. I'm being gaslit. I'm betrayed. And everyone is turned against me. And I might die to the death penalty. And this psycho killer is out there just hanging out with my friends. Gaslighting everybody. It's like... So I'm assuming that she is partially like, it must suck to be in that situation. So she goes like, I believe you. Like, at least there's like, they might never meet each other again, but maybe she's gonna be someone that is like, it's gonna become a thing of like, at least there's one person in the world, you know? Like, not the entire world is against me, because it would also makes you feel like crazy, you know? And you're gonna even see it in Will a little bit in his mental state. It must feel crazy. Like, you are crazy. Like, the world is crazy. To have everyone say that you're a psycho killer and you're not, and you know who it is, but everyone's like, no, he's our best buddy. He's Hannibal. He would never do something bad. He would never. He's the best. Everybody love Hannibal, you know? Like, it must fucking suck. So, the fact that there's one person that goes in and is like, I know the truth, and I believe you. That must be really reassuring to Will. So, that happened. That's cool. And then we see Hannibal going into her house, ready to murder, and he doesn't find her there. And in fact, he sees all the furniture being covered, and then he finds a perfume, essentially. And then you hear the words that she says, and the conclusion that I've drawn is that you're dangerous. So, are we to believe that she just left home? She's like, all right, fuck it, I'm out of here because I'm pretty sure he's gonna try and kill me. Because she's a loose end. Is he a loose end? She's someone that knows Hannibal's true nature. And that is dangerous for Hannibal. So Hannibal is like, all right, I'm gonna dispose of that. And then she's like, I'm out of here. I'm fucking out, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna stay for a day. I'm fucking out of here. So I love that. I'm very glad that happened. Will Graham fucking saw the real killer was in the middle, and Hannibal was the one to put him there. And I like that he saw that because he's doing the thing. He's Moody Bluising with the killer. He's thinking, okay, I'm the killer, and then he's like, okay, I'm in the middle, and then he sees Hannibal fucking with him. You know, because Hannibal is the one that killed the killer and put him in there. So, and the fact that Will even is in his imagination, he sees himself trapped and Hannibal over him just fucking with him. It's like, even in the imagination, even in the replication of the crime scene, he sees his own situation. So that was kind of neat. something that could happen is for Will to tell Jack Crawford or anyone else, but mostly Jack Crawford, about the fact that Bedelia walked in and she told him that she believes him, and then because she understands Hannibal's true nature or something like that. And then Jack Crawford might be like, well, when she talked to me, she sounded a little bit weird. And also he could just go to fucking, what's his name? Chilton? Carlton. Chilton. Okay. He could go to Chilton, and because it has been established that he records everything, so he could be like, did she really come in here? He's like, yes, here's the footage. And, well, she did whisper, I believe you. So nobody would hear that, which is a bummer. Well, then Jack would have to go and ask Will, what did she say? And Will be like, I believe you. And then it's up to him whether or not he wants to believe him or not. But, yeah, that. I'm just trying to find ways in how Hannibal will get caught. You know, I'm trying to figure out how the mystery will get resolved. I mean, I'm assuming it's only episode 2, so I'm assuming that we still don't have all the pieces of the puzzle before we get there. But man, I want us to get there. I really want us to get there as soon as possible, because this is really nerve-wracking to watch. Okay. I hope Bedeli, whatever her name is, I hope she can. Maybe she's just out of the show. Maybe we'll never see her again. But there's a possibility that she could still be around. She could come back, and she could actually become really crucial. Anyway, Will is facing the possibility he might get death penaltied and murdered by the FBI, because nobody actually believes he could even theoretically be innocent. So I'm skimming through the episodes, see if there's something else I want to talk about. I also was almost falling asleep just now with my eyes open. While I was skimming through the episode, I wasn't registering anything. I'm sorry. I'm very sleep deprived. And also, I might go and get the second vaccine doses, second shot, just like now, after I'm finished recording this. I didn't realize that the mural, that the painting that the killer was making, I didn't realize that it was an eye. I mean, if you look at it from above, where Hannibal looked at us, it was an eye. Oh, we have this little bit of information that Jack Crawford actually, he really believes that Will is innocent in some way. I mean, the thing is that Jack is confused, and he doesn't know what to believe in anymore. And I like that we have like a therapy session with Jack. Like someone else acting as his therapist, and Jack Crawford is actually being open about what's happening. There's a lot of therapy sessions in the show. It's not just Hannibal. Like everybody be having therapy sessions. It's kind of fun. But I do like that we have that, and we get a better insight into how Jack Crawford feels. You know? So that's kind of good. I like that. So I like that there's that moment where, so he realizes that Beverly Katz went and got information from Will, and then he's upset. But then she's like, I did the thing that you wanted to do, because I can tell that you wanted to go and see what Will has to say, because he will probably help us solve the crime. But you don't want to do it because you feel like Will's crazy, or you feel that your gut feeling is wrong, or whatever, and it actually doesn't fit like the narrative that you build in your mind. So I do like that. Because like the part that I like is that at the end he's like, okay, essentially just do whatever you find is best for the job. And then she's like, all right, I'm gonna go talk to Will. So yeah, and I do like that Will said, the only thing I'm asking for is just to review everything we have and the evidence, like objectively and logically, like not biased by the evidence that you found that points at me. Just review everything once more without thinking about me as guilty. The fact that we just see him just chopping legs and just eating that, fucking goddamn it, Hannibal. And that's just like one meal, isn't it? Here's the thing though. Is that in that case, that was an example of ethical cannibalism. which I brought up like 2 episodes ago. That is an example of ethical cannibalism, because Hannibal probably, maybe it's not, but he hung out with the killer. He killed him, but the killer wanted to be killed. Okay, the dude in the center. They became best buddies for a second. He was like, I'm gonna help you out finish your masterpiece. He's like, yeah, man, thank you. And then they finished. And maybe even before he killed him, Hannibal was like, hey man, do you mind if I take your leg? Maybe he didn't say nothing. But if he said something, it would have been ethical cannibalism. Because both parties agreed to the consumption of the other. So he was like, yeah man, I'm gonna die. You're gonna kill me. It's okay. It's cool. That's also ethical murder. Ethical? Maybe ethical is not the right word for it. It's just a murder where both parties agree to it. But ethical cannibalism in the sense that if the dude agrees, you can eat me, I don't care, then I suppose it's ethical, isn't it? So that one wasn't the worst one. In fact, it was probably the best cannibalism scene with Hannibal. It was just a little bit goofy that that you see him like chopping the leg and everything. Dude, I really love the statue that they made with like the stag helm black figure that just has Mads Mikkelsen face like Bailey on it. Am I wrong in thinking that they actually had fucking Mads Mikkelsen blackfacing on the end of the season 1 finale? Because I thought that it was actually him, you know, but now it's very clearly a figure. Like they made an actual like statue that just has the resemblance of his face, and it's like a malnourished kind of weak body that's almost like like a skeleton, and it has the stag helms, and it's just fully black. So now it's called a statue, and I actually do like that statue. It's really creepy. It's a really creepy statue. So whenever Luke was in the middle, and then he looked up and he saw that, that was cool. I like that. Okay, anyway. And then that's pretty much it I want to talk about this episode. I don't know if there's anything else. I am tired. I should go. So yeah, maybe I'll take the vaccine actually. If this video comes out late, vaccine fucked me up. That's the answer. So we'll see what happens. Okay, everybody. That's it for this episode reaction to Hannibal. Thank you for hanging out. And alright, once more, thank you so much for watching this reaction episode to Hannibal. If you would like to watch next one or full-length reactions, you can do so over at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description for that, it's down below. Check out the social media, gaming channel, all other cool stuff, and I'll see you guys next time, okay? Take care everybody, bye bye!